back out here again for the second time on the highways and hedges, the Chief Justice Concourse, downtown Chicago on this July the 23rd, 2026, on this Thursday noon/afternoon. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakak Kadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach Kabashai. Those are the true names in ancient Hebrew, Balashras to the tongue. And I said, Barak to the elders and apostles who are Aki and Ma'akwaf, and I said, Shalom. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. You know, the earth is, matter of fact, I can bring up that Job 9, verse 24 instead. Because the Heavenly Father put the Spirit on us to prophesy against the wicked, because the wicked know you have a short time to rule. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given to the hands of wicked. He covered the face on the judgment whereof, if not where it is. Right, if not where it is, that's Esau here. Because Esau knew he had a short time to rule. And this is Proverbs. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear rule, people mourn. Why so? When the wicked bear rule, people mourn. And then when the righteous are in authority, people rejoice. And so the Wadi HaBashman Shafra, once the wicked is out of rulership, everything's going to rejoice. That's how it's supposed to. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk in darkness. And all the foundations of the earth is out of course, right? So all the foundations of the earth is out of course still, because the earth is still mourning right now, because the earth is still given to the hand of wicked, because we have a short time to rule. So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 16. This is Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 16. It says, surely your things turn upside down, and things prostrate. But shall said, the Lord said him that made it, he makes me not, he has understanding. Right, so Esau, he has an understanding because the earth is given to the hands of wicked, because the wicked know he have a short time to rule. So I'm leaving it at that. This is the book of Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 14. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 14 reads, it says, therefore, this verse 36. Yeah, it's the book of Ezekiel chapter 31. Yeah, Ezekiel 35 verse 14. It said, thus saith Yahweh, which is the Heavenly Father. It says, when the whole earth rejoices, I'm going to make people desolate. Right, so Yahweh Shemash is going to make the Heavenly Father is going to make the wicked more desolate, and because wicked know we have a short time rule, as I mentioned once before. This is Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 15. It says, as thou didst rejoice of the inheritance of the house of Israel because it was desolate. So I will do unto thee, and thou shalt be desolate on Mount Seir, and all about Gilead, and all of it. And they shall know that I am Yahweh. Right, because Esau continued for the affliction among all the nations around the world. He continued for the affliction against the Israelites. And because we know the wicked know he have a short time to rule. So Babylon committed sin against the Israelites in ancient times. They committed sin against the Israelites in these times. So Esau, Edom, and the version of Babylon is going to be that righteous judgment, that righteous recompense. So when everything's going to be righteousness, when the Heavenly Father set everything back up as righteousness. But as of right now, the earth is still given to the hands of wicked, as of Job 9, verse 24. And so the wicked, we have a short time to work, This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 27. It says, he shall perform the covenant for many for 1 week. In the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice of abomination to cease. It said, for the overspreading of the abomination, he shall make a desolate heat for some nations, and determining to pour out upon the desolate. Right, so the wicked, he pushed forth this peace there with the nations. That's only going to last for a week, because they have a short time to rule. And this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. It says, he shall speak great words against the Most High Yahweh. It says, and word not to say to the Most High, and think to change times and laws and seasons. It should be given to say to the time and body times. Right, they try to make daylight saving permanently. That's kind of confusion because, when fall times come and then winter's time comes, why is it still daylight savings? Because the earth is still given to the hands of wicked. we try to think to change the times and laws and seasons. Should be given his hand to the time and body times. Because we know the wicked know you have a short time to rule, you know. This is a couple of days. Right, so the wicked spake great words against the Most High and shall rise against the Most High, all the Israelites, and think to change times, laws, and seasons. And should give it his hand to the time and body times. So he only have a short time to rule, as I mentioned once before. And this is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, and verse 21. It says, he changed the times and seasons. He removed kings, he set up kings, he gave wisdom to the wise and to the them that have understanding. Right, so the Heavenly Father only gives the nations and the wicked a short time to rule. I'm bringing it down. It's like he did before, going to do it once again. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. It says, in the days of this king shall Yahweh of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break into pieces and consume all his kingdom instead, and shall stand forever. Right, so the righteous kingdom of the Heavenly Father is going to stand forever. So I'm going to bring out that Revelations 12 verse 9. And then I'm going to bring out that 2 Thessalonians. And this is the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 9. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 9. Reads, it says,
Hello, Moto.
Shalom to brother Jonathan, a peace, blessing your household. Yahweh Shemash Barakatah to your household. Shalom. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 9. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, the serpent, the Satan was deceiving the whole world. It was cast out into earth, and the angels cast out with him. Revelation 12, verse 10 reads on truth. It says, I heard another voice saying, heaven now comes salvation and strength, and the power of Yahweh, and the kingdom of the power of Yahweh, and the power of Yahweh Mashiach. For the accuse of thy brother was cast down, which accused before you, Yahweh day and night. Revelation 12, verse 11. It says, they that overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word and the testimony, that they love not their lives unto the ETH. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It reads, it says, therefore rejoice in heavens, and ye that dwell woe into the heavens, the earth, and the sea, for the deceiver should come down with great wrath, because they have short time to rule. Right, so both the deceiver and the wicked, he's going to come down with great wrath, because ultimately he has but a short time to rule. This is 2 Thessalonians. This is a book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3. It says, now I beseech you, therefore, brother, by the coming of Yahweh Shai, and by our God together unto him, who are gathered back into Yahweh Shai, both let the brother house of faith. The Apostle Paul speaking to his brother, kinsman, Israelites. 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 2. It says, that you be not shaken in mind, but are in mind, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter from us, that the day of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is at hand. Right, so the day of Yahweh Shai is at hand. Once all these prophecies come to pass fulfilled, he's going to come at sleep at night, like it says in the book of 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 10. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means. Right? That's why Yahweh says, take heed that no man deceive you. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except the following first, that the man in sin be revealed the son of perdition. Right, so the man in sin be revealed the son of perdition. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, it says, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worship. So he has God set up in the temple, God showing himself he is God. Right, so he's in the temple that he is God. He saw he been revealed. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5. It says, remember you not that when I was with you, I had told you these things. This is 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 6. It says, now you know that behold, that he might be revealed in these times. Right, he's being revealed in the times, son of perdition. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7. It says, for the mysteries of iniquity thou hast always worked, now won't let him until he be taken away. Right, to the wicked be taken away. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. It says, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh Shemash shall consume the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy the righteous that come. Why see Yahweh Shemash has destroyed the wicked with the righteous that come. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1, right, the Apostle Paul speaking to the Israelites. It says, but of the times to cease, brother, you have no need that I write unto you, right, that I write unto us Israelites, from ancient times over to modern times. So there's no new thing like this. It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 2 reads, it says, for yourself know perfectly that the day of Yahweh Shemash shall come and sleep at night. Why, so the day of Yahweh Shai is still going to come and sleep at night. 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 3. It says, when they shall say peace and safety, sudden destruction come upon them as a dread which I shall see. As prophecy is still going to come to pass fulfilled. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 4. It says, but ye brethren, not in the darkness, that day shall overtake you as thief. Right, so that day is not overtaking the thief. We come back to life. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 5. It reads, it says, ye are the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not in the darkness. It says 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 6. It says, therefore let us not sleep as the others. Right, let us not sleep as the others. As we live in the days of Noah, people are eating and drinking into marriage. They plant, they sow, they get their bought. So we're not going to sleep as the others. Let's watch the sword. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 7. For they that sleep in the night, they have been choking on the earth in the night. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 8. Right, jumping out the ways of Babylon. 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 8. It says, let us to our other day, right, let us to our other day be sober. Put on the breastplate and faith in the name of salvation. Right, salvation for the other. And this is Jeremiah. Now for switching the topic. So that's an indicator that we're going to continue to be occupying prophecies, measure time, issue yourself, and getting close to the return of Yahweh Shai. As Yahweh Shai bring down the wicked, this is where you have to show time to work. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 7. It says, nevertheless, set out this word that I speak into the ears of all the people. So God is speaking to the ears of all the people, just like Jeremiah and prophets of all people. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. It says, the prophets that have before thee and before thee of old prophesy both against great countries, great kingdoms, war, evil, and pestilence. And that's what we see in our world today. It's upticking of modern day war, evil, and pestilence. It's on the increase. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 9. It says, the prophet was prophesied peace when the word of the prophet shall come to pass. Then shall the prophet know that the prophet shall be sent. Right. Ezekiel 33, verse 33, then they shall know his prophet was among them. It's like Ezekiel and Isaiah, when they was on the scene, they was prophesying against great countries and great kingdoms, war, evil, and the pestilence, and prophecies came to pass fulfilled. That's what's taking place in these times, prophecies come to pass fulfilled. And this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, and verse 46. It says, these shall heart faint, while the heart your mind, and your fearful rumor shall be heard in land. And a rumor shall come both 1 year, after that another year shall come a rumor. Divides land, ruler against ruler. Right, so modern day ruler against modern ruler, divides land, a year, another year of ruling. Now it's taking place in ancient times, now it's taking place once in these times. So I'm gonna get to that Matthew, 24th chapter. Then I'm gonna get to that Joel, 3rd chapter. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. It says, ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, It says, see that should be. Yep, it says, ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled for all these things, much first come to pass. Right, so things come to pass. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. It says, for a nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Right, as we see in our world today, it's going to continue to increase. It says, there shall be famines and pestilence. Right, we're seeing famines are increasing, pestilence are increasing, earthquakes in diverse places are increasing. It's like I mentioned that 5.0 earthquake hit over there in the outskirts of Texas. So we're going to be seeing these high magnitude of earthquakes in diverse places. Famines, pests, and plagues, earthquakes in diverse places. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, wars, rumors of wars. Now I'm going to get to that Joel, the 3rd chapter. And I'm going to start at verse 1. And this is the prophet Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, for behold, in those days and in the time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, right, that's Israelites. Joel chapter 3, verse 2. It says, and I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, right over there in the Middle East. It says, and I will plead with them for my people and for my heritage, Israel. Right, we are the heaven father's people. We are his heritage as chosen people. Whom they have scattered among the nations, right? They have scattered us among all the nations. And part of my land, they departed the heaven father's land over there in the Middle East, Western Asia. It says, Joel chapter 3, they have cast lots upon my people, right, the heavenly father's people, the real Israelites. And they have given a word for heart, so the word of wine that they might drink. Right, so the heavenly father, provide that which is past, provide that these times, that righteous recompense. This is Joel chapter 4. It says, yea, what happened to do with Tyre and Sidon, right, those Hamitic nations, and now the whole of Palestine, those Ishmaelites. It says, will you render me a recompense? And if the recompense was swiftly and speedily, I return the recompense upon your head. I said, if I had that recompense upon your head. Joel chapter 5, it says, because you had taken my silver and my gold, right, we have heaven father chose the precious gold, so silver gold, and the apple that heaven father's eyes, just like his chosen people. It says, because you had taken my silver and my gold and carried them into your temple, my good precious things. This is Joel chapter number 6. It says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, right? Children of Jerusalem, Israelites, and be sold unto the Grecians, right? The Edomites, that you might remove them far from that border, right? We've been removed from our border ever since then, north kingdom, southern kingdom. Joel chapter 3, verse 7. It says, behold, I will raise them up by the place you have sold them, and I will turn your recompense upon your own head, right? So Esau, Amalek, and all of you had sold us. Team, we had Ishmael, Esau, Ishmael, and Ham teamed up with Amalek and Esau. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 7. It says, behold, I will raise them up by the place you have sold them, and I will turn your recompense upon your head. Right, so the Heavenly Father's going to raise us out of places that this has sold us from our forefathers and ancestors all to us. He's going to return that recompense upon their own head. Like I mentioned again, Amalek, Esau, and all the other nations that teamed up with Esau and Amalek. Psalm, the book of Psalm, the 83rd chapter. This is going to be the ultimate plague, like it says in Zechariah 14, verse 12, that the nations that fought against Jerusalem. Because the Heavenly Father's coming back on fire against these armies of nations that fought against Jerusalem. They was confederate against these, like it says in Psalm, the 83rd chapter. Especially these armies of nations. That's why it's a controversy at the Zion. This is the book of this is the book of Joel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come upright, as we see it over there in the Middle East. It says, Joel chapter 3, verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares and swords, and the plenty goes get the spears, and let the weak stand strong, right? So let the weak stand strong, those Houthi rebels rising against the Israel Defense Force and their allies, Iranians rising against the Israel Defense Force. It says, Joel chapter 3, verse 12, right, Iran versus Israel, the battle of the Strait of Hormuz that's heating up on a daily basis. And tensions are heating up throughout the Gulf regions over there. They got U.S. interests. Iran's using heavy missile strikes on them. And then tensions have been heating up over there in Iraq and Syria as well, too. Got the Iranians using airstrikes over there in the area. It says, Joel chapter 3, verse 12, it says, let the heathen be awakened and come within to the valley of Jehoshaphat, but there I will send just all the heathen round about. Joel chapter 3, verse 13, it says, put ye in the sickle for the harvest is ripe, come ye down the presses for the fast and full for the wicked is ripe. Joel chapter 3, verse 14, it says, multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision for the day of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh's in the valley of decision. Right, so we're getting closer and closer to the day of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh's in the valley of decision, armed God one, armed amount of troops over there in Western Asia. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 15. It says, and the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw her shining. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 16. It says, in the power of Yahweh also shall roar out to Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall be shaken, but I will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. Christ, Yahweh, Shas, and the hope and strength of his people, the Israelites. Controversy of the Zion, Isaiah 34 chapter. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 17. So say you know I'm Yahweh, your power, dwelling in Zion. Right, so the Heavenly Father, our power, he dwelling in Zion. It says, my holy mountain, then show Jerusalem, Jerusalem, be before its place. It says, be holy, right, holy set apart, and then there shall no stranger pass through anymore. Right, so the strangers are the arms of the nations not going to pass through Jerusalem anymore. You start to see the time of Gentiles being fulfilled, Luke 20, verse 24. This is Joel chapter 8, verse 18. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down in new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with milk. It says, and the flow of waters, and the fountain shall come forth out of the house of the island shall water the valley of cities. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 19. It says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolation. Right, so Edom's going to be a desolation. That's why it says in our second Hedges 16th chapter, woe be unto you, Babylon, Egypt, and Syria. It said Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate of wilderness for the gods against the children of Judah. Right, from ancient times or to modern times, there's no new day under the sun that righteous recompense. It said because they had shades of blood and land, right, stay to this day. Joel chapter 3, verse 20, it said, but Judah shall dwell forever, for Jerusalem, generations. Right, so Jerusalem is going to dwell forever, and generations. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 21. It says, for I will place that blood hath not dwelt, but I will desire, I will desire. And this is the book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 1. It says, come ye nations, and to hearken ye people, and let the earth hear, and all the things therein in the world, and all the things that come forth out of it. Right, so this is, we out here speaking to the ears of all the people, and just like Jeremiah did, Isaiah did 2 and 2. It says, come near ye nations, and to hear and hearken ye people, and let the earth hear, and all the things therein in the world, and all the things that come forth out of it. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 2. It says, for the indignation of the hours upon all this, it says, upon all nations, and it's a free upon all their purpose. He had earth and destroyed all, and had buildings to slaughter. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 2. It says, and their slain shall be cast out as a stink, and shall come up out of darkness. It says, and shall melt their blood. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 4, it says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and shall roll them together as a scroll, as it shall fall down, as a leaf falleth off in the vine, as it falls from the fig tree. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5 reads, it says, so my soul shall be bathed in heaven, behold, and it shall come down upon Idumea, right, the Edomites, and upon my people my curse and judgment. Isaiah 34, verse 6, it says, and the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood, remain fat with fats, and the blood of lambs and goats and fat kidneys and rams, for the heavenly Father has a sacrifice of Baalsheba and a great slaughter land of Idumea. So he's going to have another great slaughter land against Idumea once again, rightfully so. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 7. It says, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and with the booklocks, and their land shall be soaked with their blood, and their dust made fat with fats. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 8. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance in the year of recompense, for the controversy of Taiwan. So this is a controversy of Taiwan that righteous recompense. And this is the book of 2 Hedges, chapter 6, and verse 7. From the Apocryphal books of the Greeks. It says, then like I say, what should be part of the son of the times, or when should begin the beginning of that followeth? Right, because Ezra had inquired about the end times, speak to the angels. Yeah, we are in the end times once again, these are times. Because Esau is in the world, Jacob beginning of that followeth. This is 2 Hedges 6, verse 8. It says, and he said to me, from Abraham unto Isaac and Jacob, when Esau was born to them, Jacob stayed at first ahead of Esau. Right, so Esau came out first, Jacob came out last. Like it says in Romans the 9th chapter, the eldest is serving younger. Esau going to be serving Jacob in the kingdom. This is 2 Hedges 6, verse 9. For Esau is in the world, Jacob beginning of the father. Right, so Esau is in the world, Jacob beginning of the father. One king should be translated to another. This is 2 Hedges chapter 9, verse 5. For like all that's made in the world, at the beginning ends been manifest. Right, so the beginning ends manifest. One king should be translated to another. And this is the book of Isaiah chapter 46. So we're going to continue to prophesy against modern day Mount Seir and prophesy against Esau Edom, because you know you have a short time to rule. This is Isaiah chapter 46, verse 10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, so things I have had done, saying my conscience stay and I'll do it my pleasure. That's the righteous counsel of the heavenly Father, and continue to go forth to the Lord's pleasure. This is Isaiah chapter 55, and I'm going to close down. Yeah, let's look about Isaiah chapter 55, verse 8. It says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, said the Heavenly Father. Right, so our thoughts and our ways are not the same as the Heavenly Father. His ways are higher than our thoughts and our ways. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 9. It says, for as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts and your thoughts. Right, so the Heavenly Father ways are higher than our thoughts and our ways. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 10. For as rain coming down, snow from heaven, returneth not thither, but water the earth, he bringeth forth the bud, that he gives seed to the sword and bread to eat. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. It says, so shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth, and shall not return to be void. It shall not return to void. It says, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper unto the things and unto my sin. Right, so the words of Heavenly Father will continue to go forth. So with that, shout out to the brother Yuanathan once again. Peace and blessings to you and your household. So back out here again once again for the second time, downtown Chicago on the highways and hedges. Chief Blessed Concourse on this July the 23rd, 2026, on this Thursday. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Shaddai. Hey, Shalom, brother. Yep, Shalom to you. I came that's on the comment board. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to say Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash, and the Heavenly Father, true name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son. by Hashem in the name of Hamashiach Kamashah. Those are the true names in ancient Paleo Hebrew, Lashon Pastoral tongue. That's it, Rocky Thumb to the elders and apostles by Akim and Akwa. Until next time, I would say, Kwame Shalom, and Allah, and Shalom.